She didn't speak much, but when she did, her words cut deeper than 1,000 blades and healed like honey on wounded skin. That was how Chris described his friend Lenora. Beautiful, quiet, and always sitting alone, staring out the window of their university lecture hall. She wasn't sad, at least not in the way people cry or break down. But something about her felt different. Mysterious, complicated, rich, like a storybook left unfinished. Lenora is what psychologists and philosophers would call a melancholic personality. A temperament as deep as an ocean and just as hard to map. So today, let's take a journey into that quiet world. Let's unwrap the layered psychology of melancholics, decode their inner wiring, and understand why they're one of the most misunderstood personality types on Earth. If you've ever felt like you're too intense for this world, or you've known someone who seems too thoughtful, too cautious, too self-contained, this one's for you. What is a melancholic personality? Before we dive into the science, let's go way back. The idea of the melancholic personality goes back to the theory of the four temperaments from ancient Greek medicine. According to Hippocrates, people were driven by four bodily fluids: blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. A dominance of black bile was believed to produce a melancholic temperament, reserved, thoughtful, and prone to sadness. Modern psychology no longer uses bodily fluids as explanations, thank God, but the traits of the melancholic are still observed in personality frameworks like the Big Five, MT, and even Jungian psychology. At the core, a melancholic is deeply feeling, analytical, detail-oriented, idealistic, and introverted. But those traits don't scream for attention. They're quiet, so quiet that many people overlook them, mistreat them, or think something is wrong. Let's uncover the 8 distinct signs of a melancholic personality and explore why such individuals are often misunderstood even by those closest to them. Number 1. They think deeply about everything. Melancholics are the deep divers of the human experience. Where others skim the surface, they ask, "What's the point of this conversation? Why did she say that in that tone? What does this mean in the bigger picture of life?" This depth of thought isn't a choice, it's an instinct. It makes them great analysts, philosophers, artists, and therapists, but it also means they can become paralyzed by too much thinking. To others, they might seem slow to act or too hesitant. But what you're seeing is mental depth, not weakness. They want to be right, not just fast. Number 2. Emotionally rich but internally guarded. Melancholics feel a lot. Their emotional world is rich, intense, and nuanced. But here's the paradox: they rarely show it. They can cry in silence, smile without feeling joy, be devastated inside but calm outside. That's because melancholics don't trust easily. They guard their emotional world like a sacred shrine only a few are invited in. This can make them appear aloof, cold, or unapproachable. But they're not unemotional, they're overwhelmed by emotion, so they manage it by controlling what they reveal. Number 3. They're idealists in a flawed world. Melancholics are not just perfectionists, they are idealists. They hold themselves in the world to high, sometimes impossible, standards. They believe in how things should be, not just how they are. They hate injustice. They crave authenticity. They're crushed by betrayal. This often leads to disappointment, especially in relationships. They fall in love with an ideal version of people and get hurt when reality doesn't match. Not because they're naive, but because they genuinely believe in goodness. And when the world falls short, they retreat into themselves. Number 4. Silence is their sanctuary. A melancholic can go hours, days, even without speaking unless something matters. They don't enjoy small talk. They crave substance. They won't interrupt a conversation, but their mind is always racing, planning, analyzing, remembering, regretting. When someone says, "Why are you so quiet?" they often don't have a short answer, because in truth, they're not just quiet, they're contemplating. This trait makes them excellent listeners, but their silence can be misread as disinterest, judgment, or boredom. Number 5. They hold on longer than most. Melancholics are loyal, painfully loyal. Once they form a bond, it's not just emotional, it's soul deep. They remember everything: the laughs, the hurts, the promises. So even when others move on, a melancholic still mourns the loss weeks, months, years after. This deep attachment can seem like weakness, but it's not. It's emotional integrity. They don't give their hearts easily, but once they do, they mean it. Number 6. They're creatives at heart. There's a reason many great writers, poets, composers, and painters had melancholic traits. Their pain becomes paint. Their longing becomes lyric. Their overthinking becomes art. A melancholic's mind is like a movie with layers of soundtracks playing at once. Their inner chaos often finds order through creativity. This creativity may be private paintings they never show, journals they hide, songs they hum to themselves, but it's there, always. Number 7. Anxiety is their uninvited guest. The flip side of deep analysis is over-analysis. Melancholics can spiral into anxiety easily. What if I said the wrong thing? Why didn't they reply? Did I offend them? Am I not enough? Because they think in layers, they feel in layers too. Their inner world is full of second-guessing, fear of failure, and worry about the future. To the outside world, they seem composed, but inside, their thoughts chase themselves like shadows in a hall of mirrors. Number 8. They crave connection but fear rejection. Melancholics want deep relationships. They long for a friend, lover, or companion who sees beneath the surface. But here's the catch. They are terrified of being misunderstood. They'd rather keep a distance than risk being judged. So they test people subtly. They give a little, wait to see how it's received, and then either open more or shut down completely. That's why they can seem distant or hard to know. But once trust is built, their love is one of the most profound kinds you'll ever feel. So, why is it so hard to understand a melancholic personality? Because they exist in a world of paradoxes, quiet but intense, loving but guarded, creative but anxious, loyal but distant. They don't show all their cards. They read between the lines. They take emotional notes. They love deeply but cautiously. And unless you're patient enough to see beyond their stillness, you might miss the storm beneath the surface. If you're a melancholic, you're not broken. You're not too much. You're not too quiet. You're simply wired to feel deeper and think broader. The world may not always understand you, but that's okay. The ocean isn't meant to be shallow. Your depth is your power, your silence, your wisdom, your loyalty, your gift. Just remember, don't isolate for too long. Not everyone will betray you. Perfection isn't love. Vulnerability is not weakness. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to speak. You are allowed to be without apology. To truly understand a melancholic is to embark on a treasure hunt. It requires patience, observation, and genuine care. But those who take the journey are often rewarded with one of the deepest, most meaningful relationships imaginable. So whether you're a melancholic soul or you love someone who is, know this, they are not hard to love. They are just waiting to be seen. If this resonated with you, drop a facts in the comments. Have a melancholic friend? Tag them. Or better yet, send this to someone who's been trying to understand you for years. Let's bring more awareness to the beauty of the melancholic personality, one thoughtful story at a time. Free yourself. This is the gateway.